30% drop in COVID-19 cases right across the country. But the B117 variant, also known as a UK variant, could have a negative impact on our progress. Joining me now to speak about all of this is Dr. Raywta Deonandan, epidemiologist and associate professor at the University of Ottawa. Good afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon.
All right, so let's talk about the different variants. How could they change the course of the pandemic?
Well, in the UK, they allowed their variant, the UK variant, to take hold, and as a result, businesses had to be shut again, schools had to be closed, another lockdown had to be imposed, and they're still really struggling with it. So, what it could do for us is extend the economic restrictions, cause us to close things like schools again, and it might be responsible for a resurgence of the third wave, probably near the end of spring. It also, most importantly, raises the threshold for herd immunity that's needed for vaccination, so it changes everything.
Now, despite warnings of these variants being, highly contagious and fast spreading, Canada's Public Health Agency still has not updated its guidelines. So, what changes should be made, if any, at a federal level?
Well, not a lot changes in terms of what we have to do as individuals, but the guidelines probably should change. In particular, wearing masks better, wearing better quality masks, but also highlighting the need for aerosol containment. COVID is airborne, and we need to stress that more. That means investing in better things like air filtration systems and ventilation, and that needs to be better communicated and accentuated.
All right, and we've been speaking about March break. The return to school for many students in hotspots is coming up. Everyone's expected to return to in-person learning come February 16th, at least here in Ontario. So, how risky are schools for transmission?
This is the big controversial question, and experts can't agree on this. And the problem is, the data really isn't set up to answer that question. Are schools pandemic accelerators? To know this, we need to have better asymptomatic surveillance. We don't really have that at a large scale yet in Ontario. So we don't know if students are index cases for family outbreaks. So going forward, what we need is in-school asymptomatic surveillance, hopefully using our rapid testing capacity.
All right, and my last question for you, Dr. Deonandan. We know AstraZeneca is likely the next vaccine coming to Canada. So, what exactly do we know about that?
It's an exciting vaccine. It's what's called a viral vector approach. So, a chimp adenovirus has been genetically modified to carry the spike protein into humans, which is very, very safe. The thing is, the clinical trials have been confusing up till now, but the British have resulted in showing an 82% efficacy if you delay the time between the first shot and the second shot by 3 months, and that's great. It can be stored at almost room temperature, deployment is much easier, and most importantly, there is data suggesting it does curb transmission. The other vaccines probably do as well, but this one we know for sure that it does. So AstraZeneca will be an important addition to our tools here in Canada.
All right, as always, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Deonandan. That's Dr. Raywta Deonandan, epidemiologist and associate professor at the University of Ottawa.
Thank you.
Well, many of us have spent more time.
And your